Julian Assange, champion of transparency or criminal? In April last year, the WikiLeaks founder was arrested and dragged out of the Ecuadorian embassy, where he'd been holed up for 7 years. He now faces 18 criminal charges of conspiring to hack Pentagon computers. That means if he's extradited to the US, he could face a sentence of 175 years. Why is Julian Assange a wanted man? To his supporters, Assange is a hero, someone who is a martyr for free speech and who has helped keep abuses of power in check.
As WikiLeaks stands under threat, so does the freedom of expression and the health of all our societies.
But that's obviously not how Washington sees it.
WikiLeaks walks like a hostile intelligence service and talks like a hostile intelligence service.
Assange angered the US by publishing secret US cables, hundreds of thousands of them, with the help of US Army intelligence analyst Chelsea Manning, who was sentenced for violating the Espionage Act. Here are some of the stories exposed by WikiLeaks. US diplomatic communications being embarrassingly critical of world leaders. A classified US military video showed an attack by one of its Apache helicopters in Baghdad. A dozen people were killed, including journalists and civilians. There were also the secret files from the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan showing how the US military had killed hundreds of civilians in unreported incidents. The whistleblowing website published an army manual on standard operating procedures, criticized by human rights groups as torture. WikiLeaks also released a trove of emails apparently hacked from Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman's email account. Thousands of messages revealed excerpts of Clinton's paid speeches that were flagged as potentially damaging. The leak drew speculation over WikiLeaks' impartiality, with many starting to suggest that Assange favoured a Trump presidency and was collaborating with Russians. At the time of the leaks, the US made it clear the goal was to prosecute Assange. Then Sweden also got involved, issuing an arrest warrant for Assange over allegations of sexual assault, charges that were later dropped. The US government alleges that Assange actively participated in criminal activity to obtain classified intel. He claims he was merely disseminating the information passed on to him and is therefore protected by the US Constitution's First Amendment. The public remains divided over Assange, but in the eyes of the Pentagon, he's an enemy of the state and therefore a wanted man.